Hey everyone, Jim and Roth here with the Rewind Theater and the new Red Band trailer for Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. And there is Jessica Alba back as Nancy Callahan. Roth, tell folks, who is this fella here she's watching on the TV?
This is Frank Miller, who is none other than the creator of Sin City and co-director of this film, doing a little cameo with his other co-director right there. Who's that?
That's Robert Rodriguez, and they're playing a couple of winos in the alley, I guess, considering the bottles behind them.
Setting the tone, setting the noir tone for the film.
Now, this is 4 different stories, 2 of them original and 2 from the graphic novel. And it is right here. Nancy Callahan really is sort of the main character in this film. And she's going to have 2 separate stories that she pops up in, Roth.
Yes, she does. And here we go. This is the titular character. This is the dame herself. The dame to kill for.
Ava Lord, played by Eva Green. Now, there is Ray Liotta, and he plays Joey, right?
Mm-hmm. He does. He's in A Dame to Kill For. He doesn't have a huge role. If you look up behind him, that's Josh Brolin stepping in as Dwight, who was played by Clive Owen in the first film. This is a prequel of that story for him, of Dwight's story in the first film. So he actually has facial reconstructive surgery, which is why it's a different actor. Talk about this moment.
Now, this is Marv, once again played by Mickey Rourke, who, of course, spoiler, died in the first movie. But in this particular chapter, Just Another Saturday Night, which is a prequel, obviously, since he's back and alive, Marv goes after a bunch of frat guys who were torturing a homeless man, but he gets amnesia. He wakes up in a crash. And this story is basically, how did that happen?
And this is from A Dame to Kill For. And like we've been saying, they are 4 stories. 2 of them you can read if you want to. And 2 of them are original to the film to keep us surprised. This lovely young lady, Rosario Dawson, is back.
Yeah, she's back as Gail. And now there's a little story that was revealed at the Comic-Con panel. Robert Rodriguez said that Rosario Dawson showed up for the movie with longer hair, and she said that they couldn't redo her hair like it looked in the first movie because she had an obligation to go off and shoot something. They're like, okay. But then when she showed up to set, like the next day, she had cut her hair herself because she said, I didn't want the fans to think I didn't bring it. So that is dedication. And let's see, coming up here, there's Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Johnny.
And he stars in one of the original stories written for the film, The Long Bad Night.
Now that right there in the lower left corner, that is Julia Garner, and she plays Marcy, who is I believe a lady of the night that Johnny comes across in his quest for retribution.
Dun, dun, dun. And he's going up against this gentleman.
Oh,
if we go back a little bit.
Here.
This gentleman, the baddie of the bad, is Powers Booth, Senator Rourke, who was the father of Yellow Bastard in the first film.
And the brother of Cardinal Rourke, Rutger Hauer's character.
That's right. So he's got an awful family.
And they're the power brokers of Basin City, or Sin City. Let's just, right here, that's Jamie Chung taking over the role of Miho.
Mm-hmm. The actress that played Miho was pregnant and not able to return. So
I just want to say that's the executioner's mask on Gail, and the use of color in the movie. The movie was actually shot in color, and they stripped down the color to make it black and white, and then lifted back up the color in post-production in the places that they wanted to emphasize it.
And Rodriguez said that he wanted to sort of stylize this to match the comic books even more. Although I feel like this is now a style that is so Sin City, the films.
Well, even on Minute here in his eye, and that's Dennis Haysbert taking over the role of Minute for the late Michael Clark Duncan, who played the role in the original movie. And Haysbert and Duncan, I guess, were friends, and he wants to honor his buddy, Ladies of Old Town. And then coming up right here.
So we will see Nancy right there. She's after him as well. I mean, he's sort of a through line as well in the sense that he is the big bad. Yeah. Senator Rourke is.
And she's kind of out for revenge because of John Hartigan's death.
Who was played by Bruce Willis, who was sort of her savior in the first film and killed himself ultimately to protect her. Spoiler alert.
This is Eva Green as Ava Lord, as you said, the dame to kill for, and her storyline is basically she has a way to make men do what she wants to do.
Manute calls her the goddess, who basically owns the men that she comes into contact with. Very manipulative. This is very much
Dwight.
a classic femme fatale storyline. It's very straight that way.
Josh Brolin's toughest day on set. I'm kidding. Now, the ladies of Old Town. Back in action. Now here, well, tell these folks who these two ladies are, and then I'll go back.
Well, it is one lady who is Jamie King.
Yes.
And she plays the twins, if you guys remember, Goldie and Wendy. Goldie is the one that had a very brief love affair with Marv in the last film and sent him off on his journey. Wendy's her sister.
And then backing up right here, that is Juno Temple, and she plays Sally, who is the mistress of Ray Liotta's character, Joey, and basically becomes the object of his sort of, he's looking to take care of business here violently, and that's where we see.
In a couple of different ways. And I almost said Clive Owen. Josh Brolin's character, Dwight, has basically been sent by the wife to catch him in the act. So if we see here, if you guys recognize this is Nancy. Again, like, this will take place during the events of Sin City, like right here, which is Marv's storyline. Just Another Saturday Night, we see her at the beginning of that. And then we'll see her after the death of John Hart again and look out for vengeance. And she'll have quite a transformation. Talk a little bit about that.
She does. Before I get to that, I just want to say that the song that's been playing throughout this trailer is called "Babes" by the Icky Blossoms, and it was revealed at the Comic-Con panel that Alba had basically a mixtape that she did to get into character, and so that's why Tarantino Rodriguez cut it to the trailer to that song. She's out to get Senator Rourke, and she basically becomes, like, we're calling her Dark Nancy, and we're going to see here this sort of physical transformation she gets.
So if you go back a little bit, we see her sort of going after him, and then in this moment we assume she's failing. He cuts her, and that's when she really transforms into kind of like the vengeance beast. Almost looks like Marv coming back at him. And she also, if you look, Bruce Willis is in it. Yeah. He's kind of a specter who guides her in this movie and says, please don't do this, don't go out for vengeance. Well,
and you can start to see there are the scars on her face, and we get a better look at him, I think, coming up here. Yeah. So you can see that this is all...
She doesn't look like she's in a forgiving mood.
No. Taking out some of this coming up here, like, so Dwight, here he is on the job, and that's how he comes across Juno Temple's character and Ray Liotta's. There's Juno Temple again, comes to the rescue, fights Ray Liotta.
And then it starts to be a very bad moment for him. Once he comes into contact with the ex.
Now there is Ava Lord and her husband, Damian Lord, a millionaire who knows his wife is no damn good. And he is played by Martin, I believe I'm getting his name right, Chokash. And what's interesting, Roth, is that in real life, he looks nothing like that, by the way. He's buried under makeup, in case you thought they found a man who actually looked just like that. But in real life, those two were boyfriend-girlfriend for a long time. I don't know if they were when they made this movie, but they were for a while. And then, coming up here...
You can sort of see the scale of it, I think, is a little bit... Oh, let's stop here. This is, I was going to say the scale seems a little bit bigger, but this is Lady Gaga.
Yes, and she plays a waitress that Gordon Levitt's character, Johnny, comes across, and apparently this dollar is all that he needs to get the job done. So, yeah, and this is from the opening. Now, this sequence is Just Another Saturday Night. And it actually opens the movie, and they showed it at Comic-Con. And so we got to see that sequence played out in its entirety. And it's really just it's a chapter. And so Marv needs this police car to continue after the frat boys that he's out to kill for torturing a homeless man.
And Mickey Rourke, I think, is actually going to have, besides Jessica Alba, sort of the biggest function in this movie because he's also in two of the stories.
True.
Come on, little man, and get him. And there's a big burst of color.
And right here, this is these two guys. It was revealed at Comic-Con. Never actually worked together. Their scenes were filmed at different times, and so they're digitally put in together. Josh Brolin only signed on to the movie because he wanted to work with Mickey Rourke, and then he got there, and apparently Mickey Rourke had already wrapped his scenes. So, the power of visual effects, folks.
That's really amazing, actually. That's probably the most amazing effect in the movie. No, I don't think
All right,
it is.
guys. Well, thanks for watching.